What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Black Otaku, and you know how it is. If you read the title of this video, then I'm pretty sure you know what's about to happen. I know a lot of people have been saying that Sonic is in a very strange place right about now. But let's not mince words and be 100% honest. I'm going to keep it 100. Sonic Mania Plus was successful, a really dope game. And by the way, if you have not picked up Mania Plus yet, you need to go ahead and do that crap right now. It is so dope. And as for Forces, it left us with kind of a strange, bittersweet taste in our mouths. And I gotta say, it wasn't a bad game, and it wasn't a good game. It was okay. But to be honest, it wasn't bad, but it was a step in the right direction. It was just poorly executed and a lot of wasted potential. But I think I have 10 ways to make the Sonic franchise a little bit better. But this is just my opinion. If you don't like my opinion, then you can suck it. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. But without further ado, let's get straight into this. I don't want to waste any more time. Alright, number 1. Basically, a nice change in tone or make it slightly darker. I mean, let's be honest, man. Sonic games have gotten a slightly bit more sillier and a little more ridiculous. And I know. And that's saying something, and that's really saying something considering the fact that it's mostly about an anthropomorphic hedgehog that can run super fast. But let's get straight into this. I feel like if we had the same tone and same seriousness as maybe Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, or better yet, the same tone as the Archie comics, where it's serious, but at the same time, you can still have fun. It's goofy, it's a little goofy, but not too goofy. In other words, kind of like what the original Teen Titans had done, with the way that show was written. And it's like, it was serious, but at the same time, there were points in the show where there were comedy bits, and that fit perfectly, not to make it so serious not to make it so serious that it would be boring. But I'm just saying, Sega could really do a lot better with the tone. And it's like, we get that kids play the games too, but there are older fans out there. You gotta stay in the middle, staying right in the middle. Cartoony enough for the kids to want to stay, but a plot and story that's a little bit serious enough for, older generations in the fan base can enjoy it as well. It has to be written to where it has to be in a win-win area, if that makes sense. But that's just how I feel. But if we had to really choose a tone, I would go with the Archie Comics. The Archie Comics type of vibe. Tough, gritty, serious, but a lot of funny comedic moments. Like the one comic I saw where Sonic gets back from being in space for like a year or so, and his arm's broken or whatever, and the doctor does an examination, and he does the whole test your nerve thing, like hit your leg or whatever, and he hits his arm to test the nerve, and Sonic curses. Like something like that. But they bleeped it out, so there's really no way to tell. But back then, I didn't know what he was trying to say. I didn't even know that was cursing in the comic book. But now that I look at it from this from this perspective now, oh, I know what he said. I was like, Sonic, we know what you said. Some role model you were. Swearing. And remember, kids, swearing is bad. But it becomes really, really good when you get older. Okay, moving on. Number 2, basically do what Mario has never done and probably never will do. And that's gonna be a tough question. I know I've mentioned it in one of my previous videos, but if you're wondering what Mario will not do and probably won't ever do, is actually make Peach. It's like actually make it official with Peach that he's with her. They're together. They're a couple. But a lot of people are like, "Oh, but they're already a couple." No, they're not. It's clear that they're not a couple. Sorry, man, but couples don't. It looks like, from the way it looks like he's in the freaking friend zone. That's what he looks like. I'm not saying it has to be. I'm not saying Sonic has to have a girlfriend. I'm just saying it'd be one step further, like maybe near the end of the game, or maybe have them, come to a realization that maybe Amy is not as bad as she may seem. And from the previous games, from the looks of it, they toned Amy down slightly a little more. She's a little more bearable. She's not annoying with her Sonic obsession. She seems a bit more cool about it. Like they took a little more inspiration from the way Boom Amy was written. Like, she likes Sonic, but she's keeping it on the DL. Like, everybody kind of knows, but pretty much everybody knows that she likes Sonic, but Sonic. You know what I'm saying? Like, they drop little subtle hints like through the show, but that's kind of how I feel. Like, but it doesn't necessarily have to be Amy, to be honest. You could actually get him together with maybe, I don't know, it's like any girl, really. Because, like, Sonic was pretty much, in the comics, Sonic was a heartbreaker, a player. I'm not saying he had a new girl every freaking issue, but he mostly stayed consistent and stayed with Sally most of the time. Then eventually moved on to someone else, and then eventually went back to being single. But don't get me wrong, there were a lot of girls that wanted Sonic. Oh my god. In the comics, though, I'm like, oh my god. Let's be honest, man. He's like, let's just be honest. Making Sonic and Amy a official couple, no more shipping with all these other characters and weird shipping like Shrek and Shadow, or Shadow and Sonic, or better yet, a lot of people are like, then why not have them hook up with be with Tangle, the new character Tangle from the comics, or Blaze. I think Tangle, it might work. I don't really know that much about her character though. It's like, but still though, I feel like if he got with Blaze, it'd be kind of weird. For one, the whole dimensions thing, or whatever Sonic team decided to retcon whatever was going on with that, it's still confusing to me. But anyway, though, whether she's from a different dimension or a different time, if she's from a different dimension, she's basically the female cat version of Sonic. She's basically Sonic from another dimension. And I don't know about you guys, but if I met a gender bent version of myself from another dimension that looks completely different, but we essentially have similar powers, but like one or two small and slight differences, I still probably wouldn't want to date that person. It'd be kind of weird. That'd be like if Korra and Aang got together. It'd be kind of weird. It's like, this is your past incarnation. It's you, while at the same time not you. It's kind of weird and very complicated. I would not want to do that. But still though, like maybe have Amy and Sonic have very tender moments in the next game. Like, put them in a position where they have to work together. And as they're going on the journey, while the other characters, they have their own separate stories in the game, but I'm just saying those two have to be together. Like, they start to understand one another through the journey. Like, have some character development between the two, basically. That's kind of what I want to see. Well, that's what I would do. I mean, because think about it. Mario games have little to no character development at all. No offense, but Luigi has more personality than Mario. But that's just me, though. Moving on. Number 3. Seriously, Sega, have Ian Flynn write the stories for the games. Don't just limit him to comics. Get him in on the games. I swear to God. You will come out with sure, if you screw up the gameplay, at least people will be like, wow, at least the story was interesting this time. But I've been saying this for years. Why not just take the current cast of characters from the Sonic game universe and just take stories from the comics and just adapt them for the current cast of characters that they have? You know, with a few subtle changes to make the story work. I'm not saying it would make the games 100% better. I'm just saying it at least be a little more interesting. I mean, have you seen Ian Flynn's work? I mean, like, how do I put this? There are so many Sonic comic issues. He must be doing something right. I'm just saying. That's like he must be doing something right. He's got to be doing something right. I personally feel like if we got him in on the stories for the games, we could actually get a better Sonic. Well, a better portrayal of Sonic. I just kind of feel like, don't get me wrong, I love Roger Craig Smith, but I kind of feel like he sounds less like Sonic, but more of a douchebag. But that's just my opinion. But don't get me wrong, he has his good points in most of his voice acting work. Yeah, he has some good Sonic moments, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying replace him. I'm just saying give him better lines and give him better direction, and have people try to work on the comedy and be funny. But like, don't seem like you're pushing to be funny and then fail. That's all I'm saying. I mean, look at Sonic Forces and Sonic Colors. Some jokes were fine and some were just really cringy. Oh, and Lost World? Oh, Lord. That was cold. Pun entirely intended. Really? Come on, man. You deserve a pat for that. He's like, man, you need to give me that. He's like, give me that neck. That's what you deserve for that. I'm sorry. I mean, it's not really Roger's fault so much. It's mostly just the people writing it. I kind of feel like if Ian Flynn was behind some of the story and a little bit of the dialogue, we would actually come out a little bit more on top with this. But that's just me. I could totally be wrong. I could be right. I could be wrong. Let me know what y'all think. Moving on. Number 4. Make other characters playable again. And like I said in one of my previous videos, if they were clever with what they were doing with some of the gameplay, it could actually benefit them. But at the same time, I kind of have a drawback to that. The only drawback would be that people are like, this game doesn't know what it wants to be. I'm like, to be honest, I just like the idea of mixing things up a little bit. But I personally feel like that this needs to happen. Like, there are more characters in the Sonic universe besides Sonic. And for the love of God, no more classic Sonic. That's all I'm saying. Seriously, just leave him out of it. Focus on the characters that a lot of people like, but no one gets to play anymore. Like, after what I saw in Sonic Forces, I don't think I like Tails very much anymore. What? It was like, oh, what? Seriously, he let his homeboy get jumped. I'm sorry, man. All my respect for Tails, right out the window. I'm just saying, if you really want me to go into detail about how I feel about have all these other characters playable again, check out one of my previous videos. Sega needs to utilize these characters. Like, seriously, people want to play as Tails despite how crappy of a character he is now, and people want to play as Knuckles, Rouge, Shadow, mostly Shadow. Mostly Shadow and Knuckles, really. Silver, maybe, but find a way to make the gameplay that you did for Sonic 06 fun. Find a way to make that, that whole psychokinesis thing funny. Like fun, funny, and entertaining. So that we don't get bored. I'm like, don't put them in little areas and try to have them solve puzzles or something like that. That's kind of dumb. In fact, just give him the ability to just fly. Like, have him levitate. Like, have him levitate, but have him, like, have him boost and levitate or something like that. I don't know. Be smart with it. That's all I'm saying. I mean, like I said before, like, utilize Rouge's ability to be, sneaky. She's a jewel thief. Utilize Espio. He's a ninja. Utilize that. Like, play that to your advantage. Maybe some ninja gameplay mixed with a little bit of Sonic's running mechanic. Like, you run up, parkour. Better yet, that parkour system you did for Lost World will work a little bit better with Espio. Now, that will work. He's a speed, and he's a speed type. He doesn't necessarily have to boost. But I'm just saying, the parkour will work a little bit better with him. Like, use those awesome ninja skills that he has. I'm pretty sure he has. If you don't know, check out the comics, man. He's not that bad of a ninja. But I lost a little respect for him since he lost to Bean for the fight for the Chaos Emeralds. I'm really just baffled by that. Literally, Bean just like riled him up, stepped to the side, and tripped him. Let's just say he took a pretty hard hit to his pride with that. I don't think Vector's gonna let him live that down. That should have been an easy fight. But seriously though, utilize these characters and be smart with it. And people might actually want more of it. It's like people have been complaining about this, and yet we still never get an answer. Sega does listen, but apparently not enough, to where they'll do what all fans want. But that's just me. Moving on. Number 5. Stay consistent with the canon and the gameplay, if it's possible. But I kind of feel like I might have thrown a monkey wrench into that one when I said make the other characters playable again. But hear me out. Basically, I'm saying if you gotta go with the boost formula, stick with the boost formula. Honestly. If not, then work on a hybrid of an adventure style gameplay and a boost gameplay. If it's possible, work on that. Honestly. It's been very annoying having to, wait for the next Sonic game, and then it turns out the boost formula's gone. Thanks a lot, Lost World. And having it become a mediocre game. I can't help but feel that if they changed the mechanics a little bit and made Lost World a boost game and actually put a little more thought into their level design, it would have been a lot better. Plus, I'm tired of everybody saying, we want Sonic Adventure 3. Let's be honest, man. We're probably never going to get that. Don't get me wrong. I like the idea of a Sonic Adventure 3 as much as the next guy. But I understand that ship has sailed. But a man can dream, man. A man can dream. Not to mention the fact that Iwata or whoever just doesn't want to do it because he thinks that it will be stepping backwards. But the fact is, Sonic Forces, with all the mistakes you made in that, you already stepped backwards. You didn't move forward, you downgraded a bit. And that pretty much left us with a bad taste in our mouths about that. Not to mention, seriously, keep classic Sonic away from modern Sonic. I still can't believe that near the end they said, don't worry, Tails, we're going to be seeing him again. I'm like, why? And if you're going to do another game with those two together, just be smart about it and just put Mania's gameplay as classic Sonic's gameplay. It just feels like it would be a lot more entertaining. And people wouldn't expect that. and it'd be like, wait, why is it in this style? But he looks 3D. Have him look 3D in the in the cutscenes where he's involved. Or I never thought I'd say this, but how hard is it to get Jaleel White? Honestly, no offense to him, but I don't think he's doing much nowadays. At this point, Sega, you would be throwing him a bone. Honestly. But still, though, stay consistent with the gameplay. And to be honest, since the boost formula seems to be the most liked, stick with that for a little while and do everything you can to improve it and make it better. Have it evolve and thrive, not strive and de-evolve or take steps backwards. Please don't do that. Just stick with it. Because all these other games where you stop doing the boost mechanic and then all of a sudden you got to do this weird ass parkour system. That's kind of dumb. No offense, but the boost mechanic was doing fine and making you money. I mean, look at Sonic Unleashed, Colors, Generations. Oh my god. Stay consistent, Sega. Shoot, even the stories don't feel right half the time sometimes. Stay consistent. That's all I'm saying. Stay consistent with it. Moving on.